Hi everyone, my name is Alana. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Mental Health with Alana. If you're new here, I post mental health videos every Friday. Please press the red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you like to see more from me. So I'm going to be discussing a medication that I currently take called venlafaxine. This medication is an antidepressant, but it increases the amount of serotonin in the brain, which is a chemical, but it also acts on the other brain chemical called norepinephrine. Basically, it is not a SSRI, it is a SNRI. This medication has, interestingly enough, been the only antidepressant that I have tried which hasn't either made me extremely suicidal, or for the main problem that I have with obviously taking SSRIs. If you've seen my channel before, I have bipolar, so in the past when I have tried taking SSRIs, they have made me manic, even at low doses, like quite low dosages. As soon as I take it, it's just not, it just for some reason really triggers it. So I have taken other things in the past, tried some, and the reason why I've been taking an antidepressant as well is because obviously when you have bipolar, you don't just have the mania or hypomania aspect, you have the depression, and obviously that is very hard to cope with and can be very like you're not really able to function with that. And also the other main reason why I have been trying antidepressants over like the past few years is because of my very bad anxiety. And generally people who have anxiety disorders, they give you antidepressants to treat it. I had tried 2 antidepressants and they both went very badly. Dead set against ever trying an antidepressant again because I was very worried, because it either made me extremely depressed or it did the opposite where it would make me even worse than how I was. Like I was depressed and then it would make me like completely even worse and like suicidal. And one time I had to go to emergency because of it, and then the other times it would make me extremely manic. This medication though, I started probably at the beginning of this year. So I was having a depressive episode maybe the end of last year or beginning of this year, something like that. And I was feeling really depressed for a long time. My anxiety has always been a big issue and been quite debilitating because I have agoraphobia. And so she was like, why don't we just try venlafaxine? So I tried it and I honestly didn't think that it was going to do anything. I was very worried. And so we started on a very low dose, and, we were very careful about it, and I saw her pretty frequently. And at the moment, I only take like 75 milligrams, which is still quite low compared to a lot of people. But the reason why I'm only on that lower dose is because we don't want to increase it too much, because again, it can really trigger mania. So I started taking it and I noticed like the biggest improvement. Like I think out of all the medications I take, that medication as well as Epilim, which I also take for bipolar, I noticed the biggest change very quickly, and it has been working so well. It is a really great medication for me. It just seems to work really good. I really don't get depressive episodes at all now. Once I started taking this, like beforehand I was, and I was getting, even suicidal and stuff, and I have BPD on top of it. So, and my anxiety really calmed down once I started taking that medication. I was in a bit of a depressive episode and it actually like got me out of it, and it stopped it from getting to the point where it was going to get really bad. And the other thing that I noticed really a significant change was my levels of anxiety, like within my actual like physiological body. Like I noticed straight away there was a change in my body, whereas normally my body would just be on constant anxiety, like really intense physical symptoms as well as mental, but physical symptoms. And I know this medication is often kind of, people don't like it because when people try to come off it, it is quite bad. And I've heard some really horrible things about it because it is quite a strong medication. But the thing for me is that I'm not going to be coming off this anytime soon. This is a medication that I'm going to be taking probably for years. I don't plan on coming off it anytime soon. And for me, I have never actually had very negative experiences coming off medications. The only thing I had a hard time with was lithium. This medication is often frowned upon just because of the whole coming off it. But like I said, for me, this is something that has worked so well. Apart from a recent like big flare up of anxiety, honest for almost a year, my anxiety has just calmed down, and it was like because I had very bad agoraphobia, it really got to the point where I was actually able to live my life without agoraphobia, um, constantly impacting it. Medication has worked so well, and it honestly did help my depression, and it really, like, I really don't experience depressive symptoms anymore. Like, I think the last depressive episode I had was the beginning of the year, and that was due to having a manic episode. Apart from that, because depression was the thing that I was really struggling with, and it's this medication has seriously just like kicked it in the butt. Like, when, like, really with bipolar now, it's mainly the mania that I struggle with and that causes me the most problems. Um, so yeah, just combination with that with my other medications, it works really good. Often people take like higher dosages of it because it kind of does work better often in a high dose, but because I have bipolar, it's just the kind of frustrating thing of that I can't. I know some people were saying, because I used to watch videos of people who used to take this before I was prescribed it, and I know a very common thing was that people would say if they missed a dose like a day or two, or if they forgot to take it at the same time, that they would start feeling really ill and very sick. I am terrible with medication. I always forget to take it, and luckily it's my mom who reminds me. If I lived on my own, it'd be very bad. I'd probably just forget. I don't know how I forget. I literally have been taking medication for years, and I take it at the same time every day, but at night I still forget. Um, but yeah, people reckon that they experience quite bad, like feeling really sick or getting fevers or getting dizzy or brain zaps and stuff. And like I've never had that. I have actually missed it for like a day by accident, and that's never happened to me. And like my body and brain has a very good tolerance to things. I don't really ever experience side effects negative apart from quetiapine. I really don't experience negative side effects from medications. Like, that's why I do these videos, because one person experience is going to be different to everyone else's. So this one is a pretty positive, medication review. I don't have anything bad to say about this medication. I know it definitely works for me because I noticed such a drastic change. I know a lot of people say they never know whether meds work for them. They're like, oh, well, I don't really know if it's working. But for me, medication has made humongous difference. Like, I've noticed it, my treatment team noticed it, and my, family or whatever, like people around me notice it. And if I compare before I was on the meds I'm on now that work to now, like I'm way more well, and even like other people who treat me and stuff, they've all said too, like we can just see such a big drastic change. The people who get such extreme withdrawal is the higher you go on this medication, you're gonna get, same with any meds, you're gonna get higher levels of withdrawals and a higher chance of having side effects coming off it, and also the amount of time you've been on a medication. Yeah, I think trying psychiatric med is very up and down. So I hope this helped you, and I hope that if you're trying it that you feel encouraged. If you want to check out my other medication reviews, I have a lot of different medication reviews. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.